Brian Erickson. Each week, we bring in 2 new guests. We sit them down on this big old comfy couch here. We ask them why they do what they do. And this week is no exception. We have Devon Alana from the band Scout, and we have singer-songwriter Brian Molnar joining us in studio. But first, and as always, Chris Dubrow.
Hey, Brian.
I think that might have been my most seamless.
That was the smoothest
introduction.
one you've ever done. Cut, rap, we're good.
Yeah, that's
How are
it.
things?
There's been one more. We'll see you next week.
There's been one. I am. I have been. I remain. What's my name?
I don't remember.
Anyway, what have you been up to? What's life? Talk to me.
It's
me.
been good. It's been all right, man.
Been
it's
good?
been okay. Yeah. Been hanging out.
Been hanging out. Were you at the Lanes on Saturday?
Yeah, I was there.
I saw you. I didn't see you, but I saw an Instagram story.
Yeah,
How
I was
long
there.
were you there for?
I kind of popped in and out here and there because we were. I was running a show at the hotel, and I mean, with all due respect to Rachel Anna Dobkin, Emily Grove, Mercury Brothers, etc., the best show in Asbury was at the hotel with that band Telethon, who absolutely
Were they? I don't know them at all.
Destroyed it.
Are they Jersey?
No, they're from Wisconsin.
Ooh.
And they wrote this this like 2-album, like this like double album 5-part rock opera about getting lost on the internet, but not like, just going down the rabbit hole, like just getting physically lost. It's like this opera. It's a great record. And I reached out to them just as a fan, and I'm like, you have to come play New Jersey. Please come play New Jersey. I will get you a show. Just please come play. And they booked a tour, and they're like, yeah, we're gonna come play. I was like, great. And then, of course, this huge release show is happening, so I couldn't find any place that would have
I feel
them.
that. Yeah, there's 2 great release shows.
Yeah.
Night. It was a good night. Saturday was a good time.
Yeah, I mean, it was great. I'm just the hotel was great. Like, Finding Phoebus was great. Dave Mooney, excellent as usual. Telethon brought their support band, a band called Brave You, also excellent. It just felt like they were built for a bigger stage than the one they played.
Yeah, than the non-existent stage at the Asbury Hotel.
But who knows? Maybe next time they come through and Josh will throw them at the Lanes.
Well, that'd be nice. That's a good room. I have a good time there.
Yeah?
Yeah, that was a fun time. Yeah. I got bad.
Yeah, did you?
I had to send some apologies yesterday, so I want to apologize if you saw me past like 8:30 p.m. on Saturday night at the Asbury Lanes.
That's
my
very
bad.
early.
We have a couple of dogs just kind of wandering set.
All right. Hey, Zoe, what's up?
Come here.
Zoe.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Oh, gone forever.
See ya.
That was the best cameo that we've ever had here at OneMore Brian Erickson. That was Bruce Springsteen. Springsteen on Broadway is wrapping up. I'm taking over Dubrow on Broadway. I'm just going to read my tweets for 2.5 hours. Doors are locked from the outside. I'm very excited to announce that.
Wow.
Yeah.
Excellent.
I've been thinking about that lately. Who would be the worst? Like, Springsteen on Broadway is cool. Who would be like the worst of that to have on Broadway?
Oh, come on now.
Like,
you know the answer.
Who?
You know the answer.
Well, say it.
Donald Trump.
Well, no. I don't mean. I mean like singer-songwriters or like musicians that you wouldn't
Ted
want
Nugent.
to. Ted Nugent.
Nugent
on
on
Broadway.
Broadway?
Nugent on Broadway would be amazing. That'd be.
Or maybe
intermission. You just start shooting crossbows and shit. I'd see it. See it. Matt, can we make this happen?
Well, maybe. Or maybe one of those guys that's like that's not always a singer, like well, actually, I was gonna say like Shaq on Broadway, but actually Shaq on Broadway would be incredible. Yeah.
What would he do? He would just
talk.
He'd just talk
for 2 hours, or he'd talk for an hour and a half. We would intermiss.
Yeah.
For 15 minutes.
Thank you for doing the correct verb form of intermission.
And then we would have another hour and a half of Shaq talking.
And again, doors are locked from the outside.
I'd still go see it.
Yeah.
I'd stand outside the theater with like a glass on the door.
I need
some
tickets would be more
outside
expensive.
the majestic theater.
Yeah. I'm still unemployed, so if anyone is looking to hire someone with absolutely no qualifications to work, find me on Twitter.
The E-Hot Dog Stand still
the
not
E-Hot Dog Stand.
hiring?
Dan Drago's not gotten back to me about
Dan
working.
Drago.
Come on, man. I need to work at your E-Hot Dog Stand.
Yeah, I invited him to play the airport with me this weekend, but he couldn't.
Can anyone please come play this airport with him?
But he couldn't. He's a butcher, and he's like, no, I can't. I needed.
Is that really his day job?
Well, he's a chef by trade, and he works in a restaurant where he is the head butcher.
That's
So
awesome.
he just cuts up animals all
But
day.
we're not here to talk about Dan Drago. We're here to talk
No, we've
about our
already
two
we've
guests.
talked about Dan Drago.
Yeah, we've
already.
had him on.
Yeah.
Old hat. Why do we bring on one of our new guests?
All right, he is a singer-songwriter and producer whose latest album, Old Paint, is available everywhere. Let's welcome Brian Molnar.
Brian.
Good to see you, my friend.
Oh, good to see you. All right.
I like that cardigan jacket. That's really nice.
Thank you.
That's all. I like that jacket. I didn't see you wear it earlier.
Hey, how are you?
I'm doing good.
Good. I love the shirt too. Chris did not, and the boots.
Yeah,
Well, I heard
Close
about
up
the
on
looks
these
on
boots, Liam.
the looks
Close
on
up on these boots. Here, is that we got that? Wait, silence. For the
Well, I mean, I'm pretty sure if we go silent for a few seconds, Cody's gonna start barking. Which is
yeah,
what we're
the
here
other
for.
dog that we haven't seen yet.
Yeah,
but
he'll make an
probably
appearance
will
at some point.
But yeah, those are great. Are those snakeskin?
Alligator.
Alligator.
Yeah.
He
Where you
hunt
get-
and kilt it himself.
Well, you do kind of live.
One arm.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, you have to tie one behind the back, or else it doesn't
Yeah,
count.
you can't. You know.
That's all I got.
That's it?
That's all I had for that
Crocodiles
bit.
Dundee.
That bit wasn't going anywhere.
Well, you got I understand you do have a significant assortment of boots.
Yeah, I do. It's
And,
a sickness, really.
Evidently, the story is you don't you live in a house. You have your own place.
Mm-hmm.
It does not have a kitchen.
Yeah.
But you have, and you dine at a local coffee shop called Scouts.
Most of the
But
time.
but yet you have all these boots. No kitchen, but boots.
Well, I ate the gator when I got him, and he.
And then tanned the boots.
Yeah,
You know,
when
tanned
I-
the gator leather. Is it leather? Would it be like gator leather?
Gator leather, yeah.
Yeah?
Of course.
So you would still tan it then?
Yeah, obviously.
Obviously.
Why would any of us know this?
I just wore it on my back for a while in the sun.
Just the whole thing, and that dried it
That
up.
tandem, yeah. That
Okay, tandem good.
tandem good.
This is the interview. We have no actual questions. We're just trying to buy some time.
Works for me.
Well, isn't that how like James Corden does it?
We're not James Corden.
Thank goodness.
Thank God.
Never heard of him.
Everyone knows Craig Ferguson's the best.
Yeah.
He's
May
the
he
goat.
rest in peace. Mr.
So the
Craig.
last time you and I saw each other, probably about a month or two ago, you had just come off. You walked in the door. I walked in the door. Rather, we shook hands. You said, "Hey, man, I'm coming off." It was like 24 cities and 25 nights, or something like that.
I think it was 25 and 26.
Oh, excuse me,
Yeah.
25 and 26.
Don't
Okay.
cut that last one off. It was a pretty good show, you know.
So, let me ask you, when was the first time you ever hit the road seriously like that, where you were gone from home for a couple weeks?
Probably like 6-7 years ago, I'd say, for
Yeah.
for that amount of time. Yeah. The past is a blur, honestly. I remember everything, but when it happened, I have no idea. I think it was about 6 or 7 years ago that I did a long one.
Well, what's the biggest difference you find between then, kind of starting out seriously on the road like that, and now?
What's this show rated?
What's that?
What's this show rated? What
It's on
kind of
YouTube.
Oh,
you
you
can
can
say
you can
whatever
do
you
what
want.
you can say whatever you want.
Okay. I'm just curious about that. But
It's rated MA.
Yeah.
so say that again.
It's just, what's the biggest difference between touring back then when you were first getting started and doing it now?
That's a good question. I mean, the crowds are getting a little bit bigger, which is nice.
Okay.
The first tour I did was a lot like this last one. Similar venue, similar area, but I've done Europe and
That's
the
what you did
Midwest
Europe
and-
last year, didn't you?
a year and a half, 2 years ago.
Oh,
I think
okay,
it
okay.
was. Yeah, about 2 years ago now.
Because I've been following you for about 10 years. A good friend of mine was in your band we haven't had him on the show yet.
I haven't followed myself for that. That's pretty good.
Well, that you need one of us. Somebody's got to do it,
right?
right?
Brian has to pay attention.
Yeah, exactly. One of the Bryans needs to. So you got this album, Old Paint, came out last year.
Yes.
But you've been making records for over a decade.
Yeah, longer than that. Yeah.
Well, yeah. Did I say a decade or I said over a decade?
Over, yeah, definitely over.
Yeah, because the first one I found came out in 2005.
Okay.
The first one I could find. But my question is, what kind of balance do you feel needs to take place between kind of having the sort of steady-handedness of like a veteran and the kind of sense of wonder that comes with maybe making like a first or second record, kind of being new at it? Like, where's the balance?
Well, they say you got forever to make your first record and 6 months to make the second one.
And that's a good first record too. I actually listened back through it.
Which one?
I think it's the one. It's just self-titled. 2005. It's just Brian Molnar.
Yeah,
Is that the first one, or
that,
did I?
Yeah, that's probably. There's a few before that from a band I was in school, but yeah, that. So what's the difference between?
Or where's the balance? Like, what kind of balance do you strike between that, like, that early sense of like, oh, we're making a record, and now where it's probably a little more workmanlike, like, all right, it's time to make a record?
I wouldn't say. I try to keep it just as creative as the first one. I don't really confuse that. I mean, I try to make them all a little different, so it feels like the first record every time, kind of. So but of course, you want to do better than the previous one, at least in your mind. So I guess it becomes a little bit of work, and it depends who you're working with too. I haven't used the same people on every record, so.
Sorry, go ahead.
No, go ahead. You.
Do you find the process easier when you cycle the same people back through? Have you made records where you've brought the same crew in more than once?
Yes,
or at least
actually,
parts of the same crew.
Yeah, the Old Paint record you're talking about is all traditionals on that album, and I used the same guys to do that as I did. Actually, we recorded that in the middle of recording an album of originals that isn't yet out.
Oh, wow.
But it is finished.
When's that coming?
It's ready. It's just, business stuff.
Oh, yeah? Chris knows a couple guys.
Yeah,
we could help you.
I can send out a couple people if you need like some legs broken. Perfect. Or graphic designers.
Yeah. Or maybe just somebody to like listen objectively to it.
I don't do it. No.
No?
No.
I need my legs broken, so I stop this. No.
We'll talk after. We'll talk.
All right. So yeah, I mean, that was interesting because that one, the originals took a lot longer to get down.
Oh, I'm sure.
This record, I mean, I think we did it in a couple of days. And if you hire the right people and you get the right, that's a big part of producing too, is knowing the right people that are going to fit into a project. Not just a guy that can play, but somebody that can deliver the goods, as they say.
Well, I mean, let's pivot toward that a little bit, because you're also a producer. You produced a pair so far, a pair of records for Kinky Friedman.
Yeah, that's right.
Now, tell some of our viewers who that is if they're not really familiar.
Well, he's a legendary Texas guy. He had a band. It came out in 1973, Kinky Friedman and the Texas Jew Boys.
Yeah.
And they toured all over the place back then, and they got then Kinky ended up on the Rolling Thunder Review.
Yeah, with Bob Dylan. Yeah,
he was the opener for the '76 tour. And I mean, I don't know. He's a fantastic performer. Back then, he was more known for satire and things. And
Yeah. He was like a mystery novelist also.
He's written 30 novels.
Yeah.
Or 30 books, not all novels. But more than half are mystery novels. Where he plays himself. He's the, all his friends are in the books. He lived for a while in New York City in the late 70s and early 80s. He played every Sunday night at the Lone Star Cafe, which was a big
get
deal.
out of here.
And a house band had everybody from most of Bob Dylan's current band.
Oh, yeah?
To, you
like
name
Sexton, Tony Garnier, those guys?
Not Sexton. He knows Charlie, but from Texas, I think. But Tony would play with him. Larry Campbell. That was in the band.
It was in one of Levon Helm's guys too.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
They
After
all
he left Bob's band. He ended up with Levon. And,
That's good. And in a way, too, if I could draw that parallel, you're kind of doing for Friedman what Larry Campbell did for Levon Helm, sort of.
I like to think so.
Trying to help usher in. That sort of final act of his career. That sort of third act of his career.
Yes. Yeah. Kind of a hopefully final comeback. And
those two records are really good. Like they say, I know the one
I'm
is
thrilled with them.
The first one, the 2015 record, is like mostly cover material and things like that. And then this one, you guys kind of took a stab at
it's all
his
originals.
first album of
Yeah.
originals in like 4 decades.
4 decades. Yeah, somewhere around the late 70s was the last album he'd done before that. So one more album, and I'll have produced half of his career. Cool.
That's excellent.
Yeah.
Now I want to kind of stay on that topic a little bit. There's a duet on the first record that you two did together called Bloody Mary Morning.
Yeah.
And Willie Nelson is the duet
Willie's
partner.
on there, yeah.
So I kind of want you to put us in the room here. You're in the control room, and Willie walks in. What's going through your head?
What's going through my head?
Because you're the one that's got to put him down on tape that day.
It's like, I hope he brought some weed with him. No.
Did he?
Oh, yeah.
Of course.
Of course he did, yeah. I brought the tequila, he brought the weed.
Okay.
But, no, I mean, look, the guy is off the charts. He's as good as it gets. There's a very long story leading into that, which we probably don't have all the time in the world
we only got a
for.
couple minutes, but
he was fantastic. He's as nice a guy as he seems. It was a complete head rush. To keep the story short, I'd been in Texas for a few weeks waiting for him to call us to tell us he's ready to cut the track.
Oh, yeah?
And I was going to get on the plane. I'm like, he's never going to call. We bugged him a few times, whatever. But he finally got the word he's ready to go and headed down to the studio. And, a guy like that, I co-produced the track with him.
Oh, yeah? How involved was he? Because, sometimes you hear about those, those duets where they just essentially mail you their parts.
No. We were in the studio with him the whole time.
An 80-year-old Willie Nelson in that process?
Very involved. We cut the track first ourselves with our guys, sent it to him, and at first he said he really liked it. Then he's like, I don't want to sing on that. So I was like, oh boy.
No, he said. It sounds great. He sounds great on.
Well, that's you didn't hear our track. That's his track.
Oh.
So we slowed the song down.
I
Now,
definitely hear Trigger on there, his guitar.
Oh yeah, that's his band. That's his.
It's him and his sons, right? That's like
no. His sister, who's older than him, she's about 87, 88,
really?
Playing piano.
Wow.
She's been in the touring band the whole time.
That I did not know.
And Mickey Raphael, well, he's not on that track actually. His harmonica player, and then his bass player, and Willie. Those are the only 3 on that track. And we did it really slow.
Yeah.
we had a new idea for the song. He does it at like a bluegrass pace.
Okay.
And he's like, I'd like to do it in between. He goes, well, I'll use my people. I don't want to make you guys recut it, whatever. You can say you don't like it. I said, oh, it's Willie. It's going to be great.
Yeah.
He doesn't miss.
It's like, we're going to like this.
Yeah, yeah. And so he called us into the studio. The engineer told me, look, he's going to come in. We got to be ready. We got to have the guitar tuning and everything. He's just going to sit down, pick it up, and start playing, and you got to have it rolling. And that was it. He took a couple takes, came in, looked at me, goes, what do you think? I said, well, he's fantastic. I mean, triggers all over it, you know. And he just did it with all the vocals, and then we came back the next day and put Kinky in where I thought he should be.
Excellent.
And that's pretty much how it went.
Now, as we kind of wrap up here, I want to ask you too. What first off, what from this experience are you going to bring to your own future projects?
Oh, working with Willie?
Yeah, working with Kinky Friedman, with Willie, touring over in Europe, like this whole recent experience, which has seemed to bring you a good deal more exposure than maybe some of your past work.
So, what is it going to bring to my? Well,
yeah, like how are you going to use this experience, toward your own work in the future?
Well, you learn a ton. I mean, you work with people like that. I mean, the people on the new Kinky record. We got Augie Myers from the Doug Somm band.
Yeah.
Back going. He claims he owns the first Vox Continental in the whole country.
Oh yeah.
And I believe it. I mean, he's famous for that. Mendocino. You know that song?
Mm-hmm.
He's playing. I mean, you learn a ton from all these people, and I think already it's sharpened me up a ton. I mean, and 25 cities in a row, 25 days playing every night. I mean, you can't help but get sharp from that.
Yeah.
That's how I learned in the first place. I don't suggest anyone ever practice. It's a terrible idea.
Oh yeah.
Put yourself on stage, torture the people. No. But that is how I did in college. When I really first started playing, a professor invited me into his band because we were friends and hit it off, and I just learned watching his hands,
Yeah.
And I guess I'm doing the graduate version of that now with working with these kind of guys. You be around them, you learn stuff. You can't help it.
Yeah. My last question is, you've kind of, I don't want to say you've crafted a persona for yourself, but you've definitely settled into the type of person that at least I perceive you to be, and I think that you want to sort of project onto the world.
Pedophile priest?
No, actually, definitely not that. But I guess my let's edit that out. Yeah, but no, it seems to kind of be a little bit out of time. But you sort of put forth this public persona. What is something about you that nobody knows?
Nobody knows.
Yeah, you got like a fantasy football team or so. Just I don't know. What's something about you that nobody knows?
I don't think. I think somebody probably knows just about everything. At least my therapist does, I guess. Somebody.
Okay.
Who? That's a very good question.
Or just something interesting that's not part of the, like we type your name into Google and a whole lot of information comes up. But what's something, you're like a big like 9 Inch Nails fan in high school,
Well, I do. I have a soft spot for 80s new wave.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like
you wouldn't
what?
know that.
What do you
from,
like?
Well, Echo and the Bunnymen, of course.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
The Cure's great, all that kind of stuff. You wouldn't know that from seeing one of my shows or seeing Fine Jacket, as he pointed out here. But yeah, I guess that's something music related, at least, and
Okay.
wouldn't be obvious.
Yeah, and that makes sense. Yeah. Well, thank you, Brian.
Thank you, man. Great to be
And we're
here.
gonna hear a couple of these tunes in a little bit.
All right, sounds good.
Right, Brian Molnar, everybody.
Thanks so much, man.
Thank you.
OneMore is sponsored by You Don't Know Jersey. Founded in 2010 by Alice and Ed Madziak. I finally got that right. You Don't Know Jersey has been covering all the best music, food, sports, art, and cultural events that the Garden State has to offer for nearly a decade. Hey, Brian, do you want to know when Vincenttown's annual Fall Cider Festival and Toddler Toss is? I
Yes.
bet you're lying to me. Disclaimer, the Asbury Park Music Foundation, Carousel Arts LLC, One More, Brian Erickson, You Don't Know Jersey, and Christy Brown do not advocate tossing of any toddlers. They probably do toss toddlers, though. It is in South Jersey.
Yeah. Oh,
That
they toss toddlers.
that was a
Lot
mouthful,
down there.
ladies and gentlemen. Hey, Devon, weren't you just telling me about how I wish you could score tickets to the Rancocas Renaissance Fair? I hear they have a live turkey leg eating contest this year, and you know how much I love my poultry. This is a nightmare of an ad read, Brian.
I could read it.
You want to try that?
No.
Okay.
I mean, that's on my job.
So whether you're in High Point, Cape May, or anywhere in between, check out YouDon'tKnowJersey.com for all the latest. You don't know Jersey, but they sure do. That's not their slogan. This is not their ad copy. Brian!
All right. She is a songwriter, the front woman of the band Scout, and perhaps the best singer in the entire damn music scene. Or at least my favorite. Let's welcome Devon Alana. We're hugging this one out.
Ah, special moment. I don't get hugs.
Christy Brow, you get no hugs from me, my friend.
That's fair.
No hugs given.
Brian, that was so sweet. Thank you.
Oh, well, I mean, thank you for being such a good singer.
Here, buddy.
Oh, hey, it's Zoe.
I've been blessed, my friends.
And now Cody's jealous.
You want to bring Cody out too? We say it's an hour, but we got time.
So many dogs, you guys.
I know, it's great. We met a few years ago
We
at
did.
The Scarlet Pub in New Brunswick, probably like mid 2015, if I'm not
That
mistaken.
sounds about right, yeah.
And I became, just instant fan.
And I of you.
Oh, you don't have to, but thank you.
No, but I am. But
what-
I'm not just saying that because you said it first. I promise.
Oh, I appreciate that. But what brought you to New Brunswick in the first place? Not necessarily that particular night, like what? Like
Let
how
me think.
dare you?
It was May the 17th. No, it's.
What brought you out there?
I went to Rutgers, so I.
You did?
So I kind of knew that area to begin with anyway. And I think. God, I don't really know why I specifically started going there. I was living in Freehold. I had some friends who were doing music up there, friends who were doing music in Asbury. So when I first started playing out, New Brunswick was just one of the places that everybody went to. So with Fun While You Wait, we would play shows there and stuff like that. So I think I just started going to Brittany's open mic there and just kind of followed it all the way through to go into
Excellent.
the Court Tavern and everything.
And then we were lucky enough to cross paths on one of those nights.
Oh, yes.
So I want to talk about Fun While You Wait for
Yeah.
for just a little bit.
Of course.
You had that band from 2015 to 2017.
Yes.
So 3 calendar years. And in that time though, you did quite a bit. You did, 2 EPs, a full-length record, a couple tours. What kind of value do you place on that experience?
Oh my God, it's like I couldn't put it's what is invaluable means infinite value, right? It doesn't mean not valuable.
I think
That word always
valuable and
confused me,
invaluable mean the same
Yeah,
thing.
so
It's very very strange.
English is the worst.
Isn't it though? We should all Chris, teach us all Mandarin, your native
come on,
language.
buddy.
Of course, Mandarin. Yeah, I mean, that's off-camera stuff.
Yeah.
Okay, of
Oh
course.
yeah, no, not on camera.
Yeah, but I would say that I knew nothing going into Fun While You Wait. I didn't play live. I didn't know.
You were doing like YouTube covers.
Yeah, I did some YouTube covers,
I
which
found a
I only
few of
really
those.
started like a couple years prior to that. I really didn't start singing until I started doing like karaoke when I turned 21. That was how I learned that I could sing, by going to karaoke. I didn't know
Really?
it was something I could do. So I knew shit. I didn't know anything, and then when we started this band, I was like, all right, I guess I gotta learn things now. I gotta learn how to
Learn how to,
make
like,
people
play
give
stuff
a fuck
and-
at
yeah.
all. Was from the beginning, I guess, make people want to care. Figure out how to book shows. I mean, everything I know about doing music at all was from that band.
And Fun While You Wait closed up shop at the end of 2017.
Yeah, like the very end of
Actually,
last
like
year.
kind of nice and neat too. I believe we played the same
At the Wonder
night
Bar.
at the Wonder Bar.
Yeah.
what
I
a
don't
wonderful
remember
year.
much from that night, guys.
Wild, I don't either.
You gotta help me out. Yeah.
Yeah,
Don't you put me on the back burner.
That was, of course, I remember that.
I remember that. I wasn't even a part of that, and I remember that. So
That was a great show. Great show. Where did the split of that band leave you? Like when that band, when that band split up, like where, did you kind of immediately say, oh, I'm going to do a new band? Am I going to go solo? What's like, what kind of place were you in when that band split up?
Really lost for sure, because I figured, oh, maybe I'll go solo from here, but I didn't really know how to do that. I wasn't comfortable doing that. I mean, I'd played some solo shows with like Fun While You Wait songs. I did write like pretty like almost every song that we did anyway, so I would just play those songs solo. And then I wasn't writing. I said to somebody, I was like, it feels like I'm mourning, it felt like I was like grieving for a while, like the loss of the band. So I just kind of I wasn't creating, I wasn't doing anything. I was kind of in a rut for a few months, and then I was just like, forget it, I'm gonna play more solo shows and just like write new shit, and if it's bad, it's bad, and I don't care, and fuck it, I just want to play. So I just started like playing more and more, and then stuff sort of fell into place with Scout, so it worked out nicely, but it was rough for a little bit.
How does it feel knowing once things started to sort of come back together, you started writing new songs, but maybe you didn't have the new band together yet?
Yeah.
How does it feel knowing that you have more to say, but you don't have the resources around you to help you say it?
That's actually a really good way of putting it. So how does it feel? Not great. No, it felt it was interesting because I was writing stuff, and like my notepad in my phone is still full of shit that's just nothing. It's like a line or 2 lines or like 3 words that I liked how they looked, and I'm like, I don't know what to do with any of this. I had people that I could have jammed with or whatever, but I just wasn't really, I guess, putting any effort into finding people to work with for a bit. I was just like, I'll figure it out eventually. Figure it out. And then, but in that interim, I wrote some stuff, but I feel like I've been a lot more productive just in the brief period of time that I've been, that we've been Scout. Like, I feel like I've been more productive because I feel like there's an immediate end goal. Like, there's an immediate, I can write this right now and play it with my band next week. Like, it almost feels a little bit more motivating to be able to do it. Like,
talk about now, I guess, on the flip side, talk about depending upon and having other people around to help execute a vision.
Yeah, no, it's nice. It's cool. And I've like really, I mean, I know, but I'll, tell everybody, but like,
this isn't, you're not answering for me, you're answering for
you.
Yeah.
I don't even know if that's the camera that's on me. So I just,
I have no idea.
Just
I don't know.
nothing. But yeah, it's, I'm working now with, Jake Resnick on drums. So he's in We're Ghosts now.
Yep.
I'm working with, other co-host of the Great Albums, Bill Limbusta on bass.
Great albums, baby.
And,
T-Gap.
And I am, and CJ Raycraft is playing lead guitar, and I'm playing
Audible
rhythm
Soul.
guitar. Yeah, he was in a band called
goodness.
Audible Soul. They're amazing. And I've actually known him since I was about 4 years old. So he was an old friend of my brother's. So it's like it's kind of cool to be working with him because he's been playing guitar, I think, as long as I've known him. So he's really good and a treat to work with. They all are.
What are you doing differently this time around? Obviously, in addition to having a new cast of players, what are you doing differently?
50% more strings.
That's true.
Yeah,
that
Chris DeBrow is very mad at me. He's very mad at me.
Look, man, the world needs more ukulele-driven rock and roll bands.
I agree with you.
And you went to the dark side. You need all 6 strings.
Here's the thing: is I agree with you, but unfortunately, I think a lot of people don't. And we got pigeonholed really hard, and so I just wanted to break out of that. I've been playing guitar like a lot longer than I've been playing ukulele. Anyway, I'm not good at it, which is why I started playing ukulele.
That's fair. Yeah,
I'm just bad at guitar. I don't intend on getting better. If anybody was going to ask, I don't intend on getting better at guitar. I'm going to keep doing what I'm doing.
God, there's
And that's-
never going to be
Well,
we're never going to see a bar chord.
Well, think about it though. It's like what
I just learned how to
learned how to
any of that
bar- I just
shit.
learned how to bar an F. I was playing it with like, you know how you play an F like a cheap F. I've been doing that since 7th grade.
Really?
I just started barring my Fs.
Congratulations.
2 weeks ago.
Wow,
That's big.
Chris is all about those cheap Fs.
Well, listen.
So
There's another conversation for off camera. But even that, like, with Fun While You Wait, it wasn't like the ukulele wasn't done in like the quirky ukulele girl style. Like
Right.
it was a solid rhythm instrument
I thought
that
so too.
was
Thank
built
you.
around that kind of made it unique, and that's why I really enjoyed it because I was a ukulele player first, and I was like, oh, they're not just like doing this shit. Like there was thought put in,
Yeah.
and it fit in a really interesting way.
I thought so
That's
too.
why
Thank
I call
very
you a
much.
sellout.
I appreciate you for that.
wow.
No, I appreciate you for that. I really do. I wish more people felt that way. I feel like they were just like, all right, you're gonna play with fucking reggae bands, which is fine. But I don't like. I
didn't
would
want
to.
to.
I would like a little more variety that like that we get put on shows. Like not that we didn't get good shows, but we got good shows with reggae bands that I didn't feel like our music was that similar to.
Yeah.
Just
not a big
because of-
Slightly Stupid fan, Devon.
Right.
We going on record
I
talking
Don't
about
tell
Listen,
Steve.
I-
Do not tell Steve.
I don't have any problem with that stuff. I just don't care about it. I don't care about that. It's fine. It's fine.
That's fine.
But
fair.
I was kind of. We kind of knew what bands people were going to put us with all the time,
Yeah.
and that bothered me. So I was like, you know what, forget it. I'm just gonna stick with guitar and just. But yeah, other than that,
And
doing
shed that
differently-
trope.
Exactly. I think that would be the main thing I'm doing differently. Otherwise, I'm trying to be like more honest in my songwriting and. And
Well, it
other
felt
than
like
that-
the Fun While You Wait EP was the last one was kind of going in that direction anyway.
Exactly. So I'm trying to kind of push that.
Yeah.
Like, here you go, world. Have my anxiety.
How rewarding is it when you show up to play and there's a room full of people that you know are there to support you?
That's nice. Like the pickle.
Yeah, you guys
recently.
we just saw your very first show, what, 2 weeks ago, maybe?
Yeah, on the 25th, I think it was.
Yeah.
Yeah, and there was like all sorts of people came out. People who didn't like tell me they were coming beforehand showed up. Like it was really cool. So and that's like just a cool venue too. So that's like
just
very
super low
intimate
pressure.
and, and people that like I couldn't tune my guitar. I drank too much, and then also something was up with the pedal I had just bought, so I couldn't get. It took me way
what
too
pedal
long
did you
to
buy?
tune. It's orange. I don't even know what it. I
Is
honestly
it
Like, what does it
like
do?
a Boss
it's a
distortion?
No, it's a tuning.
Oh,
It's a tuning pedal. Like so, I couldn't tune because the tuning pedal was like being weird, and I was like, I just bought it that day, and I was like,
okay.
oh, the clip-on tuner. I want to be professional and have a tuning pedal. I play electric guitar now. It was horrible. It didn't do its job.
Well, I mean, we'll take a look at it. We'll workshop that.
We'll send our guitar techs
Send
out.
your-
Yeah,
send
send
your guy
Patillo.
over.
Yeah.
Thank you.
We'll send her to
Yeah,
Dave
send-
Patillo.
send-
This is why I'm friends with you guys.
tell
guys have a
you
hookup.
how to work a guitar too. A pedal.
Dave Patillo did change the battery on Terradente's guitar recently because she didn't know how to do it. So I think he'll give you a hand.
Good.
Not to blow up Terradente's spot.
Well, also not to blow up Tara Dente's spot, but I saw her use a clip-on tuner a couple nights ago. When was that? Friday, right? Yeah, Friday.
Was it Friday?
Yeah.
I was there and I don't
You
remember.
played, yeah.
I don't remember. I was, that was...
Yeah, clip-on tuner.
Well, hey, man.
You were drunk.
I was not. I was sober on that one.
Were you?
Yeah.
Playing
Listen,
didn't
we're not talking
really
about me
reflect
and my
that.
drinking habits. This is not the intervention episode. That's a very special Christmas episode. We're going to talk about Devon.
Brian, we're talking about my drinking habits.
How-
okay?
We're talking about your anxiety problems.
We're talking
not
about my
drinking
anxiety problems and my drinking habits. Thank you. Focus on me.
How important is that support? That room full of people. How important is that support? For your, or how important is that to your own motivation and how does that help legitimize what you're doing?
So you know how like Tinkerbell needs applause in order to not die?
Yes.
That was good.
Wow.
That's me as a person. No, it's extremely validating. I mean, I want to say that I would keep doing this if nobody gave a shit and everyone thought it was bad and nobody wanted to listen to it. I want to say I'd keep doing it. I don't know. I think it helps to have people that like what you're doing. You know?
Yeah. I wish I knew what that was like. So
Are you
Hey,
kidding?
Brian, I like your stuff.
Yeah, yeah, wait, hey, me too.
I wish.
How
All
about
right.
that new Paper Jets single, y'all? Let's turn this interview around.
Nope.
Yeah.
No,
Let's
we
talk
will
about-
not. No,
Wait,
we're not
switch
turning
chairs,
this
switch
around.
chairs. No, we're gonna turn around. I mean, I feel like I've heard the new Paper Jet. It's very good. Extensions.
Dev, did I send it to you yet?
The whole album. I've
Yeah.
heard the whole. I've been listening to it.
I
It's
did
very
send
good.
it to you.
perpetually. Yeah, it's very good.
It's all right.
This fucking guy.
He can't take a. He like we're talking about.
What
I
else?
think he can't take a compliment.
Well, but it's because it's
Brian,
your
what's-
thing. When we do the interview where I get interviewed, which is going to be on December 10th, our final show of the season.
Is it really?
Yeah.
Cool.
Can
Am I
I
interviewing you?
interview
You're
Brian?
You can come on and interview. Anybody who wants to interview me can come on and interview me on the show.
Ex-girlfriends.
Whoever
your
wants to,
parents.
my parents.
Let's bring 'em
especially-
on.
Let's bring my dad on. That would be a feat of
Yeah.
modern
I mean,
engineering.
We'll get the Ouija
Yeah.
board.
Dear God, that was so fucking
That
dark.
was fucked. Holy shit. He gave it to me. He set me up for it.
Holy shit! Wow, guys.
Just learned a little something. We asked Brian something. Brian Molnar, a little something people didn't know about him.
Yeah.
Just gave you guys a little something you didn't know about
So,
me.
Devin, how bad is your anxiety?
God
So-
almighty. Now I'm at like a 9. Thanks to that.
Fantastic. Our wedding
So-
is done.
I'm very
So-
sweaty.
What else keeps you motivated?
Fuck. That's such a ludicrous.
Well, no, because we're saying.
Sigh.
I'm so sorry.
Well, no, because I'm forming an arc here, guys.
Okay. All right, no,
It's
you're
we're
killing
saying
it,
like
Brian,
fun
I'm
while you
sorry.
wait. And then you started writing songs. You put the band together. People show up. And you say, yeah, you like the idea of having people respond to your
Right.
to your stuff, but kind of in those quieter moments when that's not possible, what else keeps you motivated to work?
So I mean, I want to create music that I want to listen to. Is the way I put it, right?
Right?
So, like,
oh my God, that's such a good way to do that. I can
Yeah.
relate to that.
Yeah, like I want to make songs that I'm like, yeah, I would listen to this. Like, and that sounds like it reminds me of that what's that Donald Glover stand up where his girlfriend gets into his car and she's like, is this you? And he's like, yeah. And she's like, you listen to your own music? She's just disgusted. But it's like, that's what I want. I want to listen to my own music. So I
Right?
guess that's kind of the what ultimately I'm working towards. And then hopefully other people like it too. Because like I said, when other people don't like it, it's hard to keep being like, well, this is good, man.
Well,
maybe.
if you were able to give people one takeaway from your music, what would it be? Just one.
Just one takeaway. Like,
One
what do you mean a
takeaway.
takeaway?
I see you play at the Scarlet Pub, or we listen to your EP or something, and I'm only allowed to think about or feel one thing.
Oh, God.
What would you like me? No, because people, I guess the way, so what people think, when you put your art out there, it doesn't belong to you anymore. It belongs
Right.
to the people who are consuming it.
Right.
So a lot of the time, what you mean and what other people think aren't always the same thing. What would you like people who consume your work to
Yeah.
get out of it?
Okay, that makes sense. So, like, I guess when I listen to music, I listen to music that I feel like is a lot more lyrically driven. Like a lot of my favorite music is stuff that I can really connect with the lyrics. So I guess if I wanted people to take something away from listening to me, it would be like being able to connect with something I'm saying, or being able to feel like, oh, this is something I've felt. Like, I know I've listened to albums before where I'm like, holy shit, they just put into words this feeling that I've had, it would be cool if I could do that for somebody.
Excellent. What's something you wish you were better at?
Guitar, for sure.
And Rachel said the same thing last
Yeah.
week, and that's like,
Rachel's much better guitar player
no,
than I
you
am.
guys do different stuff.
You're good.
Yeah, Dev, come on.
You're great. You're so great. No, I'm objectively not great at guitar. I want to get better. I'm working on some stuff, but I just strum. I've always said that like my voice is sort of my instrument, and I play other things to accompany that. I'm a much better singer than I am at any instrument. So I should probably just get better at them. but I haven't done that yet.
Well, I mean,
So,
it's like
I've got
Brian
time.
said. You don't even practice. You just got to get up on the stage.
That's
and
been
do
my
it.
method so far.
Yeah.
So it's
and so far so good. But I can actually relate to that because when I started learning how to play guitar, it was I suspect for similar, like to meet similar ends, because I said, well, I don't want to go up there and like shred.
Yeah.
I just want to, I got a head full of ideas. I want to write.
Mm-hmm.
And so it's, do you feel that, your proficiency in, on guitar, on ukulele is just sort of a means for you to write, like
Yeah.
more like a tool.
Yeah, I think
kind of.
more so for sure. Yeah.
Excellent.
Yeah.
And I have one more question for you, Dev.
Let's have it.
Or this could spark a slightly longer
Sure,
discussion.
Yeah.
But I feel like because you come up a lot when we talk about women in the music scene, and I think there's sort of a common and positive narrative that the local scene does a pretty good job in helping promote women in music and art and business, but and I'd like to be able to agree with that, but I don't really know if my opinion is all that valid in that case. So what should people be doing a better job at?
Oh man. So in terms of kind of like gender in music, or like like being okay, so like I think inclusivity is like insanely important, not just for female musicians or non-male musicians, but for people of color as well. I think Asbury does a pretty good job of being like an inclusive space, but I think people in music in general, it tends to be a very like straight white male dominated thing. Like you go out to a bar and you're probably going to see 4 white guys and that's fine, but if I think people could definitely do a better job of being more inclusive if they're not already. Like I said, I think Asbury is a pretty good spot, and like there's a ton of women in our scene who are obviously amazing, most of which you've had on your show at this point.
As we continue to make our way down the list, yes.
We just check people off one at a time. I think it just being conscientious of just like maybe people who don't have as much of an opportunity to do something, giving people a platform to promote their music and things like that is a positive thing.
Excellent. Well, thank you so much, Dev.
Yeah,
I'm really excited to hear
me,
some
man.
of these new songs.
Awesome. Thanks for having me.
Devon, Alana, everybody.
I gotta go over here and yell.
Okay. Enjoy yelling.
Thanks. You wanna get up? One second. I know. This week's episode of OneMore is brought to you by the Asbury Park Music Foundation. The APMF, or AMP, if you're feeling frisky, raises money to support youth music programs throughout Asbury Park that provide lasting skills, self-confidence, and life-changing experiences for underserved kids in our community. This includes funding for the Hip Hop Institute at the Boys and Girls Club of Monmouth, in-school music programs at Hope Academy, and scholarships for kids to attend the Lake House Music Academy located right over there. APMF, or AMP, also hosts free concert series to bring communities together through the power of music. I know, Cody. The Music Mondays at Springwood Park brings the past and present together to showcase what Asbury has to offer. The Asbury Park Concert Band, now in its 73rd years of shows on the boardwalk, playing jazz and big band music, and Asbury Park Live on Wednesdays in front of Mogo and Watermark, which spotlights emerging bands from all over New Jersey. If you're interested in keeping Asbury Park's legacy of music alive by making a meaningful difference for the underserved youth in our community, head to Asbury Park Music Lives or AsburyParkMusicLives.org to make a donation. And while you're there, pick up a Music Saved Asbury Park t-shirt because it sure did. I know. All proceeds make it possible to support Music Save My Life youth program. And now, ladies and gentlemen, gonna buy a little bit of time before I introduce Brian Molnar!
Why, thank you. I crossed my heart again before I lost you, running scared. I don't suppose there's any other way to show I care. And in other news, I'm leaving Baton Rouge. If it's all the same to you, I'm leaving you right here in Baton Rouge. We walked along the Riviera shores, now we're not there. The stars still shine like way back then, I wonder if you're aware. And in other news, I'm leaving Baton Rouge. If it's all the same to you, I'm leaving you right here in Baton Rouge. The night is turning fast into a day that looks so long, as I'm trying to fill the space between the lines where you belong. And in other news, I'm leaving Baton Rouge. If it's all the same to you, I'm leaving you right here in Baton Rouge. Thank you. Thank you. Let's see here. That was a new song, new original that'll be on my next album. Here's a traditional like we were talking about earlier. Birdie, little birdie, what makes you fly so high? 'Cause you know your true lover is waiting in the sky. I'd rather be in some dark hollow where the sun don't ever shine than for you to be another man's darling and to know you'll never be mine. Birdie, little birdie, what makes you fly so high? 'Cause you know your true lover is waiting in the sky. Birdie, little birdie, Come and sing to me your song. You've caused me lots of trouble. You've caused me to do wrong. Yes, you've caused me lots of trouble. And you caused me to do wrong. Thank you.
Good. That was well done.
Thank you.
I'm going to yell again. Ladies and gentlemen, that broke my heart. All right, this week in events, while Devon gets set up, wink, wink. Monday, September 10th, Renee Maskin of Lowlight is at Happy Mondays at the Wonder Bar right the fuck now. Go there right now. Look at your phone while driving. Matt Smith condones it.
No, come on, you gotta say that again.
Okay, I'm sorry. Renee Maskin of the band Lowlight is at the Wonder Bar. Text while driving. Telethon in Braveview, who absolutely slayed the Asbury Hotel this past Friday, or Gold Sound is in Brooklyn. Also right now, if you're in Brooklyn on a Monday night, it's rainy. Sorry about that. Tuesday, September 11th, Roy Orbitron releases their new EP, 8 Million to 1. So go stream it and toss that motherfucker a follow. He's very active as a social media user with opinions on things. God Forgive These Bastards continues its 8-show run at the Fire in Philadelphia at 7:30 p.m. I think I'm going to drive down tomorrow night. I hope for the best. Clint Newman, Justin Franco, and Andrew Ludwig are at the Downtown at 8 p.m. Wednesday, September 12th, Hurry Up, Shut Up, and Erotic Novels are at the AP Brewery at 7 p.m. Andrew Stoddard, Kat London, and The Well Wish are at the Asbury Hotel at 8 p.m. Thursday, September 13th, happy birthday to Siobhan from Siobhan the Fuzz. Yo, is Siobhan going to be on sometime? We should get her. She's so cool.
She never answers my email.
Siobhan, answer some emails. Dave Mooney and Christine Mitra at the Chubby Pickle, beginning Dave Mooney's residency at the Chubby Pickle on Thursday nights. That's at 8 p.m. Megan...
Wait, do they have alcohol there?
They have alcohol at the Chubby Pickle, ladies and gentlemen. Megan O'Shea presents Let's Get Folked Up, featuring Maddie Carlock. Get him out of here. Chris Brown, Pamela Flores, Ron Santi, Tara Dente, and Rachel Anna Dobkin. That's at Langosta Lounge at 8 p.m. Sean Kiley Band is at Rockwood Music Hall at 8 p.m. Friday, September 14th, Karma Gambit is doing their album release show with the Afraid Brigade, my favorite band, New Jersey, the Extensions, never heard of them, and the Hell Yeah Babies. That's at the AP Brewery at 7:30 p.m. You Don't Know Jersey and Mid 400 Records presents Delicate Flowers, The Nectars, Guilty Draft, Kate Dressed Up, and Goddamn Levy at the at Stosh's at 7:30 p.m. Oh boy. Saturday, September 15th, Brian Erickson is at the CBGB's Lounge at Newark Airport at 10 a.m. If you're going through Newark Airport at 10 a.m. on a Saturday, I'm really sorry about what happened. Indian Summer, local summer festival featuring live music on the beach, camping, bonfires, 100 plus craft and vintage vendors, food and libations, and so much more is at the Anchor's Bend that begins at 12 noon. Metuchen Beer Fest featuring Circle of Trust, Hair Magic, and Low Light at the Old Franklin Schoolhouse at 2 p.m. Go there. There will be beer there. I know, Cody. It's really loud. I'm sorry about it, bro. Sir Sherry, Fairmont, Soundland, and Low Lighter at John and Peter's in New Hope at 8 p.m. Brian and I will be there. Frostfest featuring RJ Nobles, who has an excellent new album, Shadow Play, Adventure Lost, Mike Oregano, and holy shit, Centennials is at McGuinn's at 8 p.m. Go there because Ryan Hannity will bring his dog. Speaking of dogs.
Kind of like I do sometimes.
Hey, Brittany Dixon of Brittany on Fire. Ladies and gentlemen, the Knuckleheads and Broken Past with the Chubby Pickle at 8 p.m. We're so close to being done, guys, I promise you. Sunday, September 16th, Deal Casino Record pre-release listening party somewhere in Asbury. Hit up Chris D'Onofrio. He would love to have you. Nicole Abbott and Melissa Luco... Oh, good God, Brian. Melissa Luciola.
Sure.
Why not? A.K.A. Francine Moon. A.K.A. Francine Moon, being that good should be against the law or something, will be hosting an art closing show featuring the music of Rachel Angel, Ivory Weeds, Mel Gorvin, and more at Two Boots in Williamsburg at 2 p.m. Clap Your Hands, Say Yeah, and Dentists are at the House of Independence 7:30 p.m. Algiers, Sunshine Spaz, Wet Brain at the AP Brewery at 7 p.m. And hey, Brittany, what's going on at the end of the week?
I'm throwing a soft sounds again for the first time since I ran the court.
And where's that going to be?
New Street Balcony, in Metuchen. And guess who's playing?
We got Batting 1,000, RJ Nobles, Ronette Smith, Joe Galupo, Finding Phoebus. I've heard of them. How do you pronounce Alejandro's last name?
Atakusi? Honestly, I should know. He's my bandmate.
Well, we don't worry about that. Anthony Carrera, Brian Erickson, and my lanky ass will be singing songs, also featuring the visual art of Abby Darlin. That's at 3:30 p.m. in Metuchen. And now, ladies and gentlemen, the person with the filthiest mouth, but yet the most beautiful voice, Devon Alana!
Did you guys catch all that? I don't miss the way things used to be, but endings never look like in the movies. It's taken me a while to figure out that closure can't be given. It has got to be found. You asked me to stay, so I stayed. You only wanted me your own way. You asked me to stay, so I stayed. Yeah, but you only wanted me your own way. I never thought I'd see the day where I would have the guts to turn and walk away. I still wonder if you're doing alright, and I wonder if you always linger in the back of my mind. You asked me to stay, so I stayed. You only wanted me your own way. You asked me to stay, so I stayed. Yeah, but you only wanted me your own way. I'm tossing and turning in my sleep, and you're making promises you can't keep. You asked me to stay, so I stayed. You only wanted me your own way. You asked me to stay, so I stayed. Yeah, but you only wanted me your own way. Yeah, you only wanted me your own way. Hey, you only wanted me your own way. Oh, thanks, guys. Oh my God, I'm playing it. This one we're gonna be recording this weekend, so it'll be out soon. I could kiss you, but I won't. You could hold me, but you don't. There's no such thing as meant to be, and that's okay. It's hard to look you in the eye and see that even though you try, I've got to turn my promises into a lie. It's time to say goodbye. It's time to say goodbye. I could leave you, but I don't. You could be kinder, but you won't. And before we knew what hit us, the miles got in between us. There's no such thing as meant to be, and that's okay. It's hard to look you in the eye and see that even though you try, I've got to turn my promises into a lie. It's time to say goodbye. It's time to say goodbye. You said if I leave, you won't be here when I get back. But don't worry, darling, my bags are already packed. There's no such thing as meant to be. That's okay. It's hard to look you in the eye and see that even though you try, I've got to turn my promises into a lie. It's time to say goodbye. It's time to say goodbye. It's time to say goodbye. It's time to say. Thanks, guys.
Dev, come on up, Brian. Yeah, let's do the outro.
Just do an outro.
Right? Isn't that what we're doing?
Outro.
Well, it's not really an outro. It's just
Sign off.
just a sign off. Brian Molnar, Devon, Alana from the Asbury Park. Oh man, can we do that? Take it. Brian Molnar, Devon, Alana from the Asbury Park Music Foundation, and for Chris Dubrow, I remain. Wow,
He is, he will be, and he remains Brian Erickson. Have a good week, everyone.